Greed, jealousy, pure evil. Voices are silenced, faces fade in the passing of time. We tell the story for the muted, and to remember they were once with us. This is Blurry Faces.
The following Blurry Faces content is intended for informational purposes and for adults only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good afternoon. This is Agent Heffren with Wayne County Probation. I'm calling to speak to Michelle in regards to a case from 1992, 1993. Doing a pre-sentence investigation for an individual that's in prison. Looks like your brother was the victim. I'm just trying to get a statement if you would like to provide one. If you give me a call back, again, this is Agent Heffren with Wayne County Probation. Thank you.
Grief never ends. It's not a sign of weakness nor a lack of faith. It is the price of love. I suppose pain is very personal. It's something one keeps tucked away, safe. I've certainly held mine close, not to be seen by anyone. But surely my journals have become a storehouse of my tears and sadness. And yes, life must go on. And no one can get stuck in my grief because, well, it's mine. And this is my story. It was an average fall evening around 68 degrees in the Detroit area of Michigan. In the darkness of night, September 17th, 1992, my older and only brother, Benedict Christian LaFour, we called him Ben, at just barely 28 years of age, was fatally shot at a Comerica bank located on Shane Street, south of I-94. He decided to go out late around 10 p.m. to withdraw a little bit of cash. I suppose in that area, as it was close to where he lived. He and my mom were simply spending time together at her Southfield apartment located on Losser Road, just barely north of 8 Mile. Prior to this, Ben lived in Alaska. As active duty Army, he was stationed in Anchorage for several years before he returned to our hometown of Southfield. He enjoyed visiting with our mom, especially if she had cooked a good German meal. He'd ask in his broken German, "Mama, hast du gekocht?" Meaning, "Mom, did you cook?" I was so happy for them. You see, before enlisting in the Army, oftentimes, their relationship was anything but harmonious. But he matured through his military years and time away from home, and my mom was ecstatic they were mending their relationship. He was changing his life by exercising more patience and generosity. Ben was also happy to tinker on cars with our father and was pursuing his engineering degree at Lawrence Tech. My mom asked if he needed money. I guess as only a mother can, she sensed he was bothered, maybe just from something he said. In her heavy German accent, she asked Ben, "Do you need money?" My brother, an Army guy ever so proud, says, "No, I'm good," as he departed. My mom told him to be careful. He turned to her with his 6-foot stature, jokingly pats her on the head and says, "No, you be careful," referring to her plan to take a late-night walk. Nowadays, we may envision withdrawing cash as something we do through our car's window. But back in the early 90s, I think ATMs required one to park and walk up to it. If so, he would have been out of his car, and out of nowhere, a young man suddenly approached him. After some back-and-forth exchange of words, he murdered my brother. Subsequently, the following year, 1993, he was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole at only 19 years of age. That was over 30 years ago, and since then, the dulling ache of acceptance has been my reality, but there have always been details that were vague to me. You see, I lived overseas during the trial, so many of the details that I could have gleaned from that, well, I didn't have, and whatever I did come to know was through my parents, who are now both deceased. Now the only person who knows what happened that dreadful night is in prison. Well, more on that later. He took Ben's life, yet still has his. But there is something that can't be taken away from us: our memories and pride in who Ben was. He had such a big heart for those in need of help. He volunteered in community outreach, transporting Highland Park inner-city kids. He helped single moms with car repairs and delivered meals to the unhoused. And as mentioned before, he served in the U.S. Army. He was willing to die for our country, but I'm sure he never expected his life to be taken by someone in it. But here we are. Thank you for listening in so far to part 1 of the story of my only brother who lost his life in Detroit, Michigan, 1992. If you would like to support the channel, I hope that you'll subscribe, like, and comment below. All free ways to help support my content. Check out the channel description for more info and consider sharing this video as well. Your support means so much. And now on to part 2.